Hey guys, welcome back to S.H.Figuarts Unboxing. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you won't miss the future content. In this video, we're going to take a look at the S.H.Figuarts Trunks from Dragon Ball Super. And I was going to wait for the US release, but Trunks is my favorite character, so I just went ahead and ordered the Japanese version. Anyways, here's the left of the box, here is the right of the box, and here's the back of the box. And let's not waste any more time and bust this thing open and see what we got. And here we have the figures still in their inner packaging, looking really good. Does come with a fair amount of accessories, and the Sword of Hope is definitely the highlight here. I'm actually surprised they were able to fit everything into this regular size box. Anyways, let's check out the figure itself. Alright, so here we have the figure itself. And as expected from S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line, the figure looks and feels really good. Everything is very nicely painted and sculpted. The joints are just tight enough, it feels really durable. And let's just take a closer look at the figure. And honestly, I feel like this is one of the better releases from Dragon Ball line recently. Maybe aside from Majin Buu. The figure just feels fresh and new. And by that I mean, like, comparing to Majin Vegeta, it just feels like another Vegeta. And even though this figure looks like it uses a lot of the same parts from Time Controller and Xenoverse Trunks, I feel like they are different. I don't think they're the same mold. Maybe they share some parts here and there, but it definitely feels a lot different when I'm touching it. And yeah, I think we can jump straight into the articulation. And for the articulation, let's quickly go over it from the neck down. He can look up about this much, look down about this much, and you can turn his head no problem. And his shoulder is on a butterfly. You can move out about this much, and you do get a ball joint. Can raise his arm up about this much. Bicep swivel, can curl about this much, and you do get the ball wrist. And for the ab crunch, you can bend forward about this much, bend backwards about this much, have some pretty good side to side movement. And for the leg, you can kick up about this high, and kick backward the same amount, bend about this much, thigh swivels, side to side pivot, and toe hinge. And I believe that's it for the articulation, and the articulation actually feels a lot better compared to the previous figures, even though it looks like the same engineering. I feel like they make some minor adjustment here and there, and it just feels a lot more smooth compared to the previous figures. And yeah, let's check out the accessories. And for the accessories, we can start with the default face, and I think it looks really good. And next up, we get a shouting face, which could look a little bit weird from certain angles. I saw some really bad photos on Instagram, but it doesn't look that bad in person. And you can kind of hide his mouth with a scarf, which will give it another look. And then we get the Super Saiyan hair, and this looks amazing. I absolutely love this look. And lastly, we get an angry teeth gritting face. I'm not a big fan of sideways looking face, but this one looks pretty good. And for the interchangeable hands, first off we get a pair of ki blasting hands, and these are really standard for Dragon Ball characters. And next up we get another pair of ki blasting hands, and for the right hand you can attach the Gatling gun effect parts, which looks really good. It's just a really nice piece of translucent plastic. I kind of wish we get this for other S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And of course we get a pair of hands to hold the swords. They're really well made, as well as the scabbard. You are able to store the broken one into the sheath, which is pretty nice, I guess. And another thing to note is that this figure holds the sword very tightly. You're bound to have some serious paint rub. And we also get one left hand to pose with the sword, I guess. Really cool. And lastly, we get the Sword of Hope, which is a really nice piece of translucent plastic, and it is made by a rubbery material, so you won't have to worry about this breaking at all. And I'm really surprised Bandai included this. I'm really happy with it. And you can put the broken sword in here, that fits really well. We also get a stand, which is pretty thoughtful, because this thing is quite heavy for Trunks. And yeah, let's check out some action poses. Anyways, that was just some quick posing, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. And let's check out some size comparison. And for the size comparison, let us start with some S.H.Figuarts from Dragon Ball Super, and I think they scale pretty well together. And next up, we have some other Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts. And I know some of you were curious about this, but the answer is no. And next up, we have some S.H.Figuarts Naruto figures, and again, I hope the line is not dead. And for those of you who are still interested in buying the Akatsuki robe, I should have more coming in about 2 weeks. And then we have some Street Fighters S.H.Figuarts, some Masco 112 Collective figures, and then we have some American IP S.H.Figuarts. And lastly, we have some Figma figures, and let's jump straight into the final thoughts. Alright, so for the final thoughts, I like the figure quite a lot, and I think it is very close to being perfect. And the only gripe I have with this figure is the lack of faceplate. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but in my opinion, most if not all Dragon Ball characters should have a stern looking face. But that said, I still think this is the best Trunks in the market right now. Of course at the time of this video. And yeah, I think that's it from me. Do let me know in the comments on what you think. And this is honestly not my favorite iteration of Trunks. My favorite one is the tank top Trunks that went back and killed 17 and 18. But I don't think Bandai is gonna make another Trunks anytime soon. So I guess I'll have to wait. Anyways, this is Eric. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.